Everything matters. No, I'm happy. I'm happy that my basement is finally going to get fixed.
Everything matters.
Everything does matter. No, I'm super excited.
No,
I'm super excited because
fantastic.
then when my basement's all fixed up, I can finally start renovating, and it's going to be great. I'm gonna make my own blockbuster.
Dude, it's gonna be great. We'll call it Chris Bust. Oh,
dude,
no.
I'm gonna have a secret door.
That's right.
I'm purposely putting in a secret door.
Yeah. I'm in.
Like,
I'm in. I can help.
Look at this wall. Just kidding. It's a door.
Dude, my dad taught me how to make things that were hidden like that because he used to have to do it with entertainment centers.
Yeah.
So he used to teach me little tips and tricks about hiding really subtle nuances. It's like, dude, it'll be invisible to even the most trained eye.
Check out these nude sconces.
The police will have to look for the scrapes on the floor. They will not see.
We no longer have time now to talk about cool things like home and secret door. We must talk about movie.
Oh.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Better or Worse
Hello.
in the Room. I don't know how to transition from talking about home things to talking about this movie because this movie has nothing to do with home. So, you know what? I had to throw it out there. I'm Chris.
I'm Nick.
And this is Better or Worse in the Room.
Home.
And every episode we watch the movie, and now we're going to talk about it.
It's gonna be
and
great.
maybe we'll compare and contrast against The Room. Maybe The Room, obviously, Tommy Wiseau. One of the worst movies of all time, though fairly highly rated, 3.6 stars on IMDb. That's pretty solid.
That's not bad.
We have a grading scale, 1 to 10 stars, 5 being The Room, because 5 on our scale is like, we found some low quality, low budget movies that have actually been quite competent, quite good.
Yes.
Quite fantastic.
Strawberry
Action
Mansion?
USA.
Action USA.
Strawberry Mansion, even though that Strawberry Mansion was the closest in style because it was a love story.
That's
but then
true.
we found so much worse movies.
Oh.
Cocktail we've said every single time.
I was about to say
Video
Cocktail.
Game Nightmare.
Don't forget about Video Game Nightmare.
Sons of
Video
Steel.
Game Nightmare was a little better than Cocktail.
Sons of Steel was pretty trash.
That was
So end all be all. There are plenty of like low budget movies that are great and also fucking terrible. We found some fucking awful ones. But this week, I think we were pleasantly surprised.
Absolutely.
With 1975's
The
Devil's Reign. Starring Ernest Borgnine, a.k.a. Mermaid Man.
Yes.
From Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
Evil!
Evil
is a foot.
Yes. And
every
William
villain
Shatner.
is lemons.
William
Evil.
Shatner. 1975, man. 1975.
William Shatner.
I did get some information about this movie that I can't wait to tell you. First, I need to grab the box of the movie.
Did you forget to mention about our favorite actor, John Travolta?
John Travolta is also in the movie.
We believe it might actually be one of his very first roles.
I have
It has to be. Oh, you do? Fantastic. Chris says he has information if you did not hear him back there. He's looking for stuff with his palms up in confusion.
I have everything in alphabetical order, and I looked past it 3 times in the D's.
Dude, I've done that so many times.
In the D's nuts. Okay, The Devil's Reign. I forgot to pick up the box. 85 minutes.
85 minutes. And this one doesn't feel like 85 minutes.
No, this is a great.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Well, at times. We'll talk about it.
Okay, that's fair.
Heaven help us all when the Devil's Reign. You're ripping your shirt off?
Yeah, I was ripping my shirt off out of just agony and dread.
Can we talk about this? The box quote. I don't know if that's a quote tagline. I guess. Heaven help us all when the Devil's Reign. What does that mean?
Well, let's talk
Heaven
about how
help
it's
us all.
spelled.
Yeah, I get it. Heaven help us all. Yes, because obviously the name Devil's Reign sounds bad.
Right.
You look at the cover. There's a weird melting horned man. There's a church. It says the most incredible ending of any motion picture ever.
What's the punctuation on that? Like, is there any?
Heaven help us all when the Devil's Reign. The devils, to be fair, is apostrophe S, which in my understanding of the English language means possessive.
Yes.
The Devil's Reign. It is. The reign is of the devils.
But on the
so
cover,
heaven help us all.
It's spelled
when
rain.
the Devil's Reign. So it's not. Is it a pun? Is it a play on words? Because when the Devil's Reign comes down, the devils will REIGN reign. They will take over.
That's what I'm wondering. But
because there is an obsession with one of the characters, Corbus, who we figure out is some kind of satanic cultist man who wants a book that William Shatner's
Bill,
Mark Preston is his character's name.
That it?
He has a book in his hand So
what was that
maybe Corbus wants to take the book from Mark Preston to reign to have the devil's reign. Excuse me? I don't know. Let's get to the back of the box.
Please.
3 centuries ago, Jonathan Corbus, Ernest Borgnine, led a coven of witches. Ancestors of the Preston family had betrayed Corbus and his Satanists by concealing their sacred book, in which Corbus had inscribed the names of the people who had given themselves to the devil. For hundreds of years, the Prestons have been able to keep the book from Corbus, and without the book, he is unable to deliver the souls of Satan. Corbus, vowing to avenge himself of his betrayers, begins keeping his promise. Delve into the rituals and practices of devil worship, if you dare. The gruesomely horrifying consequences of Satanism and possession will chill you to the bone. The movie itself will leave you speechless. The ending is one of the most horrifying of any motion picture ever, and the all-star cast delivers a story so convincing, you'll be thankful that it's only a movie. That is one hell of a back of the box.
That is the
movie itself.
What do they call
will
that?
leave you speechless. The movie might leave you speechless.
The
cum de laude?
Yeah, whatever. That person. It's that
Magna
person.
cum laude.
They found that person to write it this time, not just any student.
I mean, that
your
is
cat is
fairly,
on the top of your chair.
That's fine. That is she's like a goat. What is she doing? What is
I know.
Doing?
She's never done that I've seen.
What are you doing? Why are you showing your butthole? Come on. No! She pulled the pillow off the back of my chair. That's stupid. You ass. Well, I mean, in all fairness, the back of the box, pretty straightforward, and you know, is the movie. It's not lying necessarily.
It is, and the end is the best end I've ever seen.
Oh, it's gnarly. It's awesome. It's
I'm
basically.
I'm gonna say this in truthfulness. It is actually a good ending.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I have some information how they did it too.
Okay, because that was so cool.
I found out some cool beans,
okay,
dude.
I need to know
some nuggets of info that I think you will dig.
I'm already looking for these. I'm digging for the nugs.
So basically, right off the bat, there's a little bit that's spoiled right on the box because there's a melting man. That's a little weird.
That's weird.
And I'm sure
does that come into play during the movie?
Yeah, you dumb. Oh, you'd laugh. You're an idiot. Asking a dumb question, the person who also watched the movie. Let's go over the stars total. So, Ernest Borgnine is our goat man.
Yes.
He's our Corbus, or Jonathan Corbus. Eddie Albert, who is apparently a fairly prominent actor of the time. Okay. He is, for all intents and purposes, the main character.
Okay.
Because there's also William Shatner in this.
Cowboy Hat Shatner.
He has the craziest Arby's cowboy hat of all time. And then there's also Keenan Wynn. Don't know who that is. John Travolta.
Oh, my
goodness.
Tom Skerritt.
Joan Prather. I have some information about her. And Ida Lupino as Mrs. Preston. Those are your big names. So here's our characters. Ernest Borgnine, big evil guy.
Yes.
Eddie Albert. He is the brother of William Shatner, Mark Preston. He's another Preston. He is called later on in the movie to come to that abandoned town to help because he received some sort of notice from his brother.
Okay.
William Shatner, Mark Preston. We see him at the beginning of the movie. He's at this farm.
Yes.
The Preston Ranch with Ida Lupino, Mrs. Preston.
Yes.
Remember how I was saying during the movie they looked almost like those characters were supposed to be married, but actually he was the son?
Yeah.
During filming, William Shatner's 44. Ida Lupino, his mom, is 57. They are 13 years apart. That's why it looks so weird. They are both very clearly adults.
So it's basically like me saying, this is my son.
Yes.
Chris?
I believe Tom Skerritt is the father, Mr. Preston, and he is our first introduction.
People, you're my son.
Tom Skerritt, we meet. He is outside. There's a huge storm brewing. It's crazy.
That's right. Yeah.
And there's a knock at the door. Go to the door. Heavy rain, heavy rain. Tom Skerritt is standing there.
Heavy rain.
Heavy rain. Tom Skerritt's standing there. And he has no eyes. And he starts melting. He's literally
oh my God.
like peeling away. What was that one movie? I watched a movie called The Devonsville Terror, and I think I showed you a bit. I showed Waz a bit. A dude's face literally just melts for like 2 straight minutes. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's awesome. It's so fucking cool. Also has Donald Pleasance in it.
I'm sure you showed me that.
His face is globbing off.
I mean,
just like sloughing.
Dude,
like he was staring 2 inches away from pure uranium for like 10 hours.
Yeah, it was insane.
His oh my god, it's just falling apart.
Oh my, it was terrifying.
It's fucking sick.
It literally.
They used wax for that.
That's what I thought. I was wax. Like, there's no. I couldn't think of anything else that could do that.
It was warm wax or hot wax, I guess, but not hot enough to burn it. But that's how they got it all gross, and it was just constantly raining, so it just looked disgusting.
Dude,
disgusting.
It was gross.
Fucking sick. Sick. It was cool. So he melts away. And we learned something about Tom Skerritt, as he's melting, he was talking about some book. And then we learn that the Prestons have this massive black book that apparently belongs to a person named Corbus who we do not know yet.
I have a note that says Corbus bad ?
Corbus bad?
Seems like a bad guy.
Yeah. So he wants his book. He wants his book super bad. Mark Preston, having book. He's with Billy Shatner.
Right.
Having book goes and meets with Corbus, this Jonathan Corbus man, Ernest Borgnine.
Yeah.
Mermaid Man.
That's right. I remember.
And they have an exchange, and there's basically like a almost a battle of not wits but words.
Yeah.
But somewhat like they're talking at each other using like, my faith is stronger than yours. You'll never be able to overpower what I believe in. Satan will fucking murder you, man. And Mark Preston, doing the weirdest character thing of all time, says, oh yeah, well, if I can last one mass of yours and be unscathed, you're a bitch. That's basically, that's how we open the movie.
Yeah, okay, so it's going to be like a psychic battle but of the religions?
Yeah, is this supposed to be just a pure battle of faith of, I don't believe this, you won't sway me? Like, that's what it feels like. That's the first, 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Before we get further into the movie, Nick.
Whoa, what's
Nicky
up? What's we got?
I would like to provide a little bit more background information before we go deeper into the fun of this film.
All for it.
Because the film is good.
It is.
Last movie we watched, American Rickshaw.
American
Tiger. Yeah. Rickshaw, the American Tiger.
Rickshaw, was a 5.0.
Tiger. Rickshaw was a 5.0. What do you think this movie is? If Rickshaw is a 5.0, what do you think The Devil's Reign is?
A 9.3.
Fuck yeah, 5.1. You're dead on.
Oh, hell yeah, I got it. Woo!
5.1. Hilariously, may have been funded.
What was American Rickshaw?
5.0.
Okay.
It's 0.1 better. Funnily enough, in 2010, Ernest Borgnine said that this movie may have been funded with mafia money. May have
that sounds awesome.
Ties to mafia money.
Ooh,
maybe
somebody in there had dipped their hand somewhere unsafe.
So I would love to do a little bit more of a deep dive into that and see if I can find any more information later on. I don't know if I'll put it in a podcast. I assume information is out there. So if you're interested, please look that up. Because that is that's crazy.
That's one of those things I need to know more about. Yeah. I'm good at this. You'll find
it. I'm sure you'll find it.
Oh, I will.
So this actually also had an Academy Award.
Oh.
Or it's an award that was given from the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Movies. So I don't know if that's the Academy Awards. I have no idea. It literally said on IMDb, Academy Award winner for Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror, 1976. Ida Lupino, the mom. Yeah. She got the Best Supporting Actress Award. So I guess this movie made this woman an Academy Award winner, which is kind of crazy because the mom in the movie doesn't do much.
I'm trying to remember her.
Basically does nothing.
What's her main role? Just being there every once in a while.
Yeah, it was weird. So I don't know what other movies were in the same category up for the award. I have no idea. This could be just a bogus. This could be not the real Academy. This could be some, because it did say the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror movies. Maybe this is separate. Maybe this is a whole offshoot thing. I don't know.
But
that's still good. Version. That's still an award. That's still pretty good.
Any award that's recognized, specifically on IMDb, if you want to put it that way, is a big deal.
Yeah, and IMDb has some great information.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you have to like pay money to get more information. That's stupid. So, we also have special guest.
Yes.
And Anton Szandor LaVey.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The father of modern Satanism, the father of the Satanic Church.
He wrote...
He was a consultant. He wrote the Satanic Bible.
Yes.
He is the author of the Satanic Bible, of which I have 2 copies.
Okay.
I have 2 different copies. One of them's just the Bible. One of them's the Bible with ritual in the back.
Oh, yeah,
where you have the Anunnakian chanting and stuff like that. It has like the Anunnakian as well, or Enochian. Sorry, not Anunnaki. That's those Anunnaki. I don't know. Anunnakis, all right, are ancient aliens that actually took over the moon.
I'm telling you, it's all about. I got a piece of Anunnaki stuck in the lodge.
The moon is actually an Anunnakian spacecraft. It's no, it's fucking stupid. Enochian. Enochian is the devil language, the language of the satanic rituals. Most satanic ritual, if you hear like faux Latin, it's probably Enochian.
Okay.
That's the language of Satanism. But he was also in the movie. We found out. So I didn't know. I didn't spot him, but he's the only guy during one of the satanic mass scenes in the golden helmet.
I don't know if I remember that.
You can see his goatee. I didn't notice him. I didn't see him.
I'm not sure.
I wasn't looking for him because I thought he just consulted. I didn't know he was also in the movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. If you consult, I feel like if you consult, generally you're in the movie at some point.
Well, it's the 70s too, and because of how closely all of this stuff is, I guess, related to and built out of regular Satanism.
How long prior to that did he write the Satanic Bible?
I think the Satanic Bible was the early 70s.
Okay, so wow, okay,
early
so
70s,
this is
late
all
60s. I don't think.
No, that's fair.
It could have been within the couple years of him authoring.
I'm saying it's
Bible.
within probably a decade.
Yeah.
Okay, that
definitely
makes it a little bit cooler than to think that he was in the movie too, because
I would say within 5 years for sure, but definitely within the last decade.
Yeah,
he's coming into massive prominence because he's
but
the first person.
Get Aleister Crowley.
Aleister Crowley's just a fat heroin addict.
I know,
fucking
but
crazy
he's so
person.
magical. Look how
he's not magical. He just wanted.
You just
the
don't
food.
believe hard enough.
He just wanted pussy.
No,
dude.
you don't know.
That's all he wanted.
I know.
There's a lot of people in that era of occultism that just wanted some sick poon. They just wanted to see tits and touch them because they were nerds.
Just said that, it would have been fine.
It's okay. It's fine.
You can say that.
It worked for them. Good job.
Well,
let's get back to the task at hand. John Travolta.
Oh my goodness, my favorite.
This is his film debut.
Oh, it is? Okay, cool.
This is John Travolta's first major role.
Awesome.
This is his first feature film.
Good.
With a woman named Joan Prather.
So is that the
do you remember
Scientology lady?
Yes.
Okay, it is.
You remember when you were listening to the last podcast because they just did a whole Scientology thing, or David Miscavige.
Yes.
That prick who body slams people, the head of the
crossbody,
the head of Scientology. We learned a little bit about how John Travolta got wrapped up in this. This is the movie.
That's okay.
This is the movie where
that.
Joan Prather, known Scientologist, I almost said sociologist, is not the thing.
No.
Known Scientologist. This is where she first gifted a copy of Dianetics to John Travolta, who, within the next few years, went on to become an unwilling member of Scientology to this day.
Those few years were pretty hard for him, especially on their hand.
But he also spiked in popularity for a while.
Yes.
Like, he definitely went all out. Oh, I did get a great bit of Star Trek trivia.
Okay.
Not necessarily trivia, but I just thought this was a very funny thing that I noticed. This movie, obviously starring William Shatner.
Yes.
Who is known for Star Trek.
Yes.
Captain Kirk.
Yes.
The film editor of this movie is named Michael Kahn.
Okay.
Star Trek 2 was called The Wrath of Khan, where William Shatner screams, Khan! So I thought that was hilarious.
Was that on purpose?
I don't think so. I just thought that was absolutely fantastic.
That is. The irony is fantastic.
Yes. Okay, let's get into the movie a little bit further. So last... Rain, melty Tom Skerritt. My faith is better than your faith. Oh, yeah? Well, Come into my church, bitch.
Psychic faith battle.
My psychic faith battle will absolutely demolish you. So this is so now. I don't know why this was chosen. I don't understand the fight. Okay, I don't understand the bet that's being made here, which is if I can go through
your church service,
a 2-hour church service. Let's go Catholic.
Yeah.
13-hour church service where you stand, kneel, sit, stand, sit, stand, kneel, hold, kneel, stand to kneel again, and then you go home the next day. But
you got to be back a few hours after that.
Yeah, he goes in, and immediately our Jonathan Corbis, our head of Satan, puts on this awesome fucking red robe.
It's so cool.
The whole... I'm so happy that Anton LaVey was a part of this movie because of how awesome the set looks and all that shit.
I kept forgetting
the stained
that.
glass in the background.
So I kept forgetting about him being a consultant. So I'm watching this going, this is like well made. Like it looks like professionally
thought
through. Yeah, like the rituals didn't feel overly dramatized.
No.
I mean, obviously it's a movie.
Yeah,
but like
it didn't feel like a dumb set. It's
no,
like cheap.
It was legitimate.
Yeah,
you're right.
It wasn't just like a painted
practical.
board.
It was practical.
Yes. You could tell things were actually made of wood, not a foam, not like some fucking Plan 9 from outer space foam graveyard with one tree where they just move stuff. They didn't do that. I couldn't find any budget information. That was one thing that I wanted to look up.
Except that I
wanted to find how much money they got from the mafia.
Wow.
I wanted to know how much the budget was for this movie because I couldn't find box office stuff. Apparently, it was very negatively reviewed.
For the mafia, we love you. Don't worry. If you listen,
famous Chicago person Roger Ebert, the critic, said this was one of his most hated movies of all time.
Really?
Yeah, he said it fucking sucked. So I can understand from the opening of this movie, it's kind of dumb. Because the premise of this whole thing is my faith is better than yours, and I'll prove it by sitting in your church for an hour.
Yeah, they didn't set that up
It's not great. Okay, blah. That's fine. That's only the first 10 minutes. We have so much more to go through. We have so much more to go through. After all, in order to save himself from the evils of the Satanic Church,
what did he do?
Mr. Mark Preston, he has some trinkets. He has some good, holy charms, I guess.
Yes.
Of which I've lovingly labeled in my notes his Sanachu medallion.
That's right.
Because he pulls out and wears this massive hunk of brass around his chest that's like got holy symbols or something in it. He like holds it like it's a crucifix. He holds it like it'll protect him while he's singing Hail Mary.
I referred to him in this moment as belt buckle medium because the way he held it up to his face like he was listening to it talk.
He also did. I think he did have a huge belt buckle too.
Oh, maybe he did. Okay, because
when he had his Arby's hat and the big jacket on, I'm pretty sure he had a giant belt buckle. Okay. But he did also the medallion was fucking massive. It was easily the size of like a Flava Flav clock.
Yes,
it was.
Yeah, it was huge.
It was obnoxiously large.
It's all P. I don't know why I wrote it down, but we both agreed that it was all P.
Oh yeah, because his car had a P on it. It's funny. We keep noticing P everywhere.
That's right.
It's the letter P in general.
Just urine. Someone brings it up. There's something that happens. I peed my pants.
He pulls out his delicious Sanachu medallion. He prays to the OCs in our world. And he drives a Ghostbusters car. We did figure that out.
Yes,
he drives exactly the Ghostbusters car.
Yes, we looked it up. It's exactly it.
So he goes in.
I have a question here.
Yes, please.
It's actually right here. I think it's right here. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I have a question. Who stole the book? Did we get there yet?
We did. We did get that. So in the beginning of the movie, we find that it's Mark Preston who lives with his mom and did live with his dad pre-melting, but they also had another person there who was a helper. Or he worked for them.
Right. I forgot about that guy.
Don't know his name.
Right.
He looked like if Mr. Miyagi was like 45 with long white hair.
Yeah.
Longer white hair. And I think he was probably one of the best actors in the film.
Oh, he was awesome.
Because of one very key reason. He, in the beginning of the movie, is one of the 3 people who witnesses the patriarch of the household that I assume all of these people this older guy, this gentleman, and the family have probably been together for a very long period of time. Yeah. Like friends, coworkers, just long time, together. He just watched the patriarch of the household melt like a candle
in his face.
So him, the whole rest of the movie is like a mental breakdown. Like he can't keep from shaking. He's constantly just going. He's speaking in broken sentences.
And you can
repeating.
Tell he's trying, but he can't.
Yeah, he's like repeating the things that people say last. Because they're asking him, like, does he know any information, about, where Corbus is? Eventually, when the brother comes out and he's asking, he goes to the helper guy. I'm gonna call him Mr. Miyagi. Sorry.
That's fine. We never got a name. So
I don't remember the name. They say it like once or twice.
He literally looks like a long-haired Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah. It's hippie Mr. Miyagi. Hippie Miyagi. So they go to hippie Miyagi. The brother goes to hippie Miyagi and he asks, hey, where they go. He says something about a deserted town. So he figures out where to go. But he's still, even multiple hours later, he's still like, doesn't know anything. Oh, yeah. It's just completely out of it.
That's how it would be,
Best acting. That's Crisis.
Dude, for sure.
Yeah, I don't even know if it was purposeful. I have no idea, but it was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. He did a good job.
Very good job.
With his minor supporting role. It was fantastic. It helped the story along.
Yes. Yes, it did.
So, later, we find the house at one point ransacked, okay? Yes. This is the reason why the brother comes back. He gets a letter from somebody after... Mr. William Shatner, Mark Preston, goes into the congregation and starts the satanic mass, obviously holding a Sanatu medallion. Yeah, because he's trying to stay all safe because he's stronger. Faith.
He's not a nerd.
Yeah. Ain't no man. I don't know. I couldn't think of. Ain't no hallelujah. All that shit. So he's saying Hail Marys to himself, but unfortunately he's weak-willed.
Keep me from getting to you, baby.
William Shatner is weak-willed. He's weak. He's got nothing on the Church of Satan. His faith has been rocked, and he has unfortunately succumbed to the cult. He has succumbed to the people, to Ernest Borgnine's beautiful face and his weird gap tooth and mermaid man powers. So after he gets taken, Corbus ransacks the whole house. We do not see that. It happens off screen. What we see is the brother, who I can't remember his name. His actor's name is Eddie Albert, so we'll call him Cousin Eddie. I don't know. Bro. We'll call him the bro.
Bro.
Something. Mustache. Tom Selleck. Tom Selleck.
Bro Tom.
Canadian Bro Tom. Canadian Tom Selleck Bro Tom. So, Bro Tom gets a letter, and he gets word that there's some shit going down at the family farm, and he sprints there as far as he can from wherever he's coming from. Who knows? Doesn't matter. He gets to the house. He's aware of the book. He knows the whole book thing. He's all hip on the family secret of let's keep this fucking book safe from Corbus because Corbus is a dick. Why Corbus is looking for this book, we don't know yet in the movie. We obviously know outside of the movie that it is a book of names of people who have sold their souls to the devil. Yes, they pull it out once in the beginning just to say, hey, look at this book.
Okay.
Basically going, this is important, people watching this movie.
Foreshadow.
How many shadows? 1, 2, 3, 4 shadow.
4 of them.
4 shadow.
Because a book has 4 corners.
Exactly, and 6 sides. But we don't talk about that. So.
What?
The book was shown. Canadian bro Tom Selleck, bro man, cop bro. Broha. Comes to the house and he's searching through all the scattered remains of furniture and clothing and books and shit all over the place, but not his book. He can't find that one. He opens the secret compartment that was underneath the floor, and nothing was empty. So shit. He probably thinks.
Real quick, what do you think that would feel like? Like if you knew the secret of the book and you got there and it was gone.
Probably like when you drive away from a gas station. You've probably been driving for about an hour and realize that your wallet's on top of the pump. That feeling.
Oh God, that's awful.
Where you know you're fucked.
Now it's
going to take an hour to go back.
And then wherever
that whole time you're going, it's gone. And then when you get there, when you think it's there, you see a flash of something small, something around like rectangular sized. It's just trash. Your wallet, long gone, man. You check your bank statement. They already paid for gas using your card. Fucked. That's how it feels. That's how it feels.
Right up the rear.
Right up the poop chute.
Like you're at the mechanic.
I think that is exactly how our bro ham Canadian Tom Selleck bro ham man.
Probably.
Whatever mustache man.
His heart is in his asshole.
He's dead. Physically, emotionally, mentally, financially. Can't handle it. Can't handle it. So as viewers of the movie, I assume Corbus fucking took it. Corbus has got his book.
Well,
we don't know why that's so bad.
He's the only one who wanted it.
There's the family trial thing of whole fucking keeping it secret and stuff. So he's booking it. He goes out. He finds the cops. Good call.
Yes,
best call.
That's right.
Except the cops in this town suck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ass.
Because he knows, bro knows that they're in the abandoned town. He knows where the cult church is. He knows exactly where it is because he's privy to that shit. Yes. It's in the family, man. So he goes to the local sheriff. Local sheriff's like, dude, I'm not fucking sending... I don't even know if anything's out there. It's been a ghost town for like 20 years. You think I'm going to send troops out there? What are you, nuts? Even if I did, what am I, nuts?
What am I, nuts?
What am I, nuts?
I got to get a job.
Get a job or you don't eat it no more.
What am I, nuts?
What am I, nuts? Joe Trulio.
Almost every time. Almost every time.
So good. The State. Watch The State.
Does Shatner know about the
Shatner knows about the book. Shatner's whole deal was...
okay. That's right. I for some reason thought he didn't.
To get a full... Here, I'll give you more the full scope of the bet. Because I paraphrased it because that's basically what it is. The full scope of the bet is if William Shatner can last an entire service without, being, fucked with via devil worships and stuff, then he gains the soul of his mother and father out of the names. He gets their souls back because we learn far later,
naughty list.
Earlier in life, signed their souls to the devil in generations ago, literally colonial time ago, sold their family souls to the devil.
Okay.
We get this in a terrible, terrible red-tinged flashback that lasts far too long near the end of the movie, where they explain that Ernest Borgnine guy, whatever his name, Corbus.
Yes.
Corbus was the leader of a satanic cult in colonial times. The Prestons' whole family were also a part of the cult, so I'm not sure why they're protecting the book entirely.
Yeah.
Not sure. That seems a little bit weird. That a family that was part of the cult doesn't want the cult to have the thing the cult wants.
But hold on, did they escape the cult?
No, because they were all murdered by the pilgrims and stuff in that flashback. That is when Corbus curses the generations and says he'll come back for revenge and stuff. That's what's happening.
Right, I remember
in the movie
that.
Currently is he wants the book so he can finally harness the powers of these souls and give them to Satan so he can get all this shit.
Oh, that's right.
When he eventually turns into a sick, nasty goat man.
Yes.
In a split second, literally split second at the end of the movie. Split, just boom.
That was perfect.
I am a human. I am a human goat. That's how it was. It was a poof of smoke. Like a really bad rock concert in a small venue.
It was like a magician.
It was like a sad magician. It was like Chris Angel going,
hold on.
And then
but he's famous and you know his name.
Yeah.
No one knows our name.
That's true. It's fair.
So if we a little bit more often, maybe
if we give a little more chutzpah.
A little more chutzpah.
Yeah. So brother knows about this, and he unfortunately does not get the blessing of the popo to help. So he knows he has to go of his own volition, but at the very least, he's got the world's longest shotgun.
That's right.
He does have literally the world's longest shotgun with an 18-foot barrel.
It's like a 50 cal Barrett, but in shotgun form.
That is like obtusely long. I didn't understand.
It was like this.
Is that how shotguns actually are? Is a shot so from my? I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm a moron when it comes to guns. I don't like guns. I like guns from a distance. I don't like holding them. I don't like owning them. I don't give a shit. But I just don't. I don't understand. I don't know them. Okay.
Yeah.
I can definitely appreciate a Smith & Wesson M500 because those are the craziest handgun of all time. It's ridiculous. Awesome. A Desert Eagle is fucking beautiful in person.
Yes.
But every time I've seen a shotgun, It doesn't have like 2 feet of steel sticking off where you put your left hand for balance, for bracing, you know?
Yeah.
Because your right hand holds the buttstock, whatever the fuck, the hand, trigger, you know? And then your left hand holds the barrel portion, you know? Because there's a big hold thingy. But usually I've seen, you know, it ends like 6 inches past that point. Whatever. Right. Not 18. It's fucking ridiculous. But he at least has a gun. Smart man. Middle of wherever the hell he is.
I can't find a single shotgun no matter what I type in.
That's exactly what I think of. This one.
This, like, that's standard, all.
It's a bog standard shotgun.
Like his was basically this thing, but added length to the barrel even there.
Put a 50 caliber sniper rifle, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know guns, man.
A 50 cal what?
The part the bullet comes out of.
The barrel?
The barrel, yeah. Put a 50 cal barrel on a Glock. There you go. That's what it looked like.
Dude, you know what would be better?
Muzzle flash and all. So anyway, let's get off this stupid topic.
A blunderbuss instead still, where you had to pack each bullet in and waste time doing that, then it'd be fine. But now they're too efficient. That's the problem.
Everything's too efficient. It's too good. So, bro, with a gun, with a shotgun.
With an extra long shotgun.
He rides into town with I assume his wife? I think it's his wife, Joan Prather.
I think so.
A.K.A. Diane X Lady.
Right.
That turned John Travolta into a crazy person.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So they go into this church, totally abandoned. No one's there. Completely, empty.
Yes.
But they do find, aside from Joan Prather literally just staring unblinkingly, Joan Prather is literally Silence of the Lambsing the entire movie. She doesn't blink. The wife. She's just staring. And we get this awesome shot of the stained glass again with the devil's head and the inverted pentagram. Yeah. It's fucking sick.
That's super cool.
And then they go and they inspect the altar and they find clothing of William Shatner. Right. So we know he's here. We know where he's got to be around here somewhere. And they hear a commotion upstairs. And out from the back room comes an assailant, an attacker, a murderer, perhaps an assassin. I
remember this.
A ninja. And he comes and he runs at Broham's guy person. Bro. He comes off at Broham. He starts attacking him, tries to stab him, tries to murder him. Oh my God. Shakes him. They're rolling. They roll down the stairs, He's holding him down. Our bro man, he's holding down this would-be assailant.
Okay.
And we see him and we get a close up of his face.
Oh God.
He's got no eyes! He's got no eyes! Oh, that's pretty awesome. He has no eyes.
I did that wrong.
That's John Travolta.
Oh.
Had no idea. You couldn't tell. I had no fucking clue.
I would never have guessed that. If you didn't tell me that,
I could not tell.
I could have watched that 3 more times and never figured it out.
I couldn't tell him his face. He's too young.
Yeah.
And because the eyes are the eyes are like fake prosthetics that make it look like a void. It's decent. It's not dark enough paint and it shows glare. Like there's a you can see a light in it. Like you can tell it's just shallow and black.
Yes.
But it still looks pretty good for 75. It's still creepy. Cool. It's off-putting.
Yes.
It's not as off-putting as like all white eyes because that's gnarly. That's way more horror. This vacant eye thing is creepy. It's weird.
Yeah, that just puts that feeling in your stomach. It's like, this is not.
Especially if you were going to see that in person, like Black Eyed Kids and stuff.
Oh my God.
Where you literally shit your pants. It's fucking sick, dude.
Oh, that's a kid. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
I believe Bro shoots the Black Eyed Man.
I think so.
I can't remember. He incapacitates him somehow, however the way he does it. I can't remember exactly. So I think this is where we learn that there's some shit up. There's some weird stuff because he had a black cloak on. He was clearly part of the cult.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out some more fucking information, all right? Trying to get some more info. Gotta get more info. So we get some more beautiful little scenes of William Shatner, Mark Preston getting tortured. There's some voodoo shit going on. He burns a doll, and Bill Shatner's like and just being Bill Shatner, being Captain Kirk. It's pretty great.
It is.
So let's see. Oh, the bro man.
Yeah.
Bro man person. Later on, he finds out where they're going to have like a group meeting or whatever the hell. They're going to have a black mass or something, you know? Something's going to be going down. Right. And he's word. And he sneaks in because he's trying to figure out where fucking Mark Preston is.
We got to find him.
So in this whole section, he finds a black cloak. He sneaks in and stuff. Ooh. And he gets a closer picture and confirms that yes, the cultist, he sees up on this big altar that Mark is right there.
Yes,
William Shatner standing there,
dark eyed and everything,
with Corbus on a huge altar and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and there's a gaping hole in the floor and it's all shiny and all that cool stuff. It's fucking sick nasty. And during this whole thing, I believe this is when Corbus attempts to take over the body of Bill Shatner by calling forth a soul from colonial times, from the original cult, to take over his body, and that's what's happening to all these people.
Yeah,
all these we see all these other black cloaked people. They also have vacant eyes.
Yes, I remember that.
So we kind of think. I think he's calling forth all these old souls. He's recreating the original congregation. So he can finally get everything back because he knows where the book is. Sense. He's got Mark Preston. He can just make Mark Preston go back to the house and then just grab the book himself. Obviously, he doesn't know that the book's not there.
Right. Because he's a nerd.
Bro finds out that Mr. Miyagi has the book.
That's right.
Gets it. He goes to a friend of his, tries to help decode all this stuff and figure out what the fuck is going on so that he has more information.
Yes.
So anyway, he's hiding amongst all these people. And he does get confirmation that Bill Shatner's there. He views this whole soul body transformation coordination thing.
That'd be scary.
But unfortunately, he gets found out because one guy points him out and says, "You're not from around here, are you, boy?"
And he was like, "I am too."
He's like, "Nuh-uh," and he shoots him in the face with a shotgun.
And it's insane.
It's fucking sick.
It was pretty awesome.
Which we get splatters of weird goo.
That's right.
And then we're like, stuff. There's not some good stuff. Yeah, there's something weird about these.
Oh yeah,
something funky, some funky shit going on because everyone's turning into goopy. It's fucking weird if they get shot with goop. So,
getting shot with goop.
More stuff happens, more things, all the good stuff. After Bro figures out what's up with the book. Because he gets the full scope. He knew of the book's existence.
Right.
He didn't know the full scope of the book's power,
Right.
The chutzpah, the mustard that the book produced, The
pizzazz.
So he's aware of this thing called the Devil's Reign. And the Devil's Reign is the jar which houses all the souls that were signed to the devil.
Yes, I remember
all the souls in the book. The only way to release the souls is to, I think, destroy the vase, the jar.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it is just a capsule that holds all this shit in, like Little Nicky in the flask.
Yes.
Get in the flask. So that's what we find. Bro goes back to the church after learning about this whole Devil's Reign thing with a person he has met who knows a lot about this stuff. They team up. They go back. Cool. Unfortunately, Bro's wife is captured by the cult, so he's also in heavy need of trying to find her because I believe she gets taken while he is basically being found out when he joins the whole Black Mass thing. Thankfully, though, when Bro goes back to the church, they find the giant jar. They find the Devil's Reign. Yes. There's a viewing window, and they see these souls that are trapped in this voided pit. It was just constantly raining. The Devil's Reign.
In case you didn't get it.
So they're like, fucking sick. We found it. We got this thing. And Bro also had the book, so he was going to take both of them and just hightail it the fuck out of there. But then they hear a commotion outside because the congregation's coming back to the church. They've done their outside stuff. Now they're coming back in. So Broseph and his buddy, thinking quickly, grab the jar.
Yes. God bless you.
I'm talking too much. My throat hurts.
It happens.
They grab the jar as fast as they can, and they go upstairs, and they kind of hide away.
Would it not have been better for them to split up at that point with each object individually?
No, because the jar was too heavy. The jar required two people to move quickly.
I do remember that.
You can't move quickly with a big thing in one. So unfortunately, they dropped the book. And then when they go upstairs and they hide away, one cultist comes in.
That's right.
Just one. And he runs up to the front, and he looks around, and he sees that the area where the jar is supposed to be ain't there no more.
That's only one.
But what is in its stead? The book.
Which is...
the book that Corbus has been looking for generations.
It was just sitting there. I found it.
That guy is going to get the biggest pay raise in the cult, man.
That's awesome.
So he happily, gleefully grabs the book and hightails it the fuck out of there.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, understanding his mistake, fucking face palms himself super hard. Because now they're in exactly the same position, just flip-flop. Now he has the Devil's Rain jar, and Corbus has the book.
Which one's easier to run away with?
Yeah. The book is way easier to run away with. So, without giving away, I guess, too much more intimate detail, we can kind of start opening this shit up a little bit to the greatest scene of all time.
Oh, my God.
The greatest let me read the front of the box again. The most incredible ending of any motion picture ever. How long did that ending last, Nick? No? You kidding?
It was forever.
I don't... 15 minutes.
It was a 15-minute ending of just pure...
15 goddamn
Are we supposed to say what it is?
Hell yeah, dude. It's the greatest ending of all time.
It is. It's 15 minutes. Well, I think the greatest ending was the very last thing that happened.
The very last second thing that happened, we're not going to talk about because that's secret so far. That's secret so far.
But the initial ending that you're talking about, I wasn't sure which one you were. I thought you were originally talking about the other one. Okay.
No, it's the real ending.
Okay, the 15-minute one, yes.
15-minute ending. Let's get into the goodness, the juicy bits, the juicy gush that is the last 15 minutes of this
film. So we're in Yarnum to set the plate.
We're basically in Clogsville, North Virginia's, okay? So here's what happens.
Tell me.
Bro being inside the church, everyone else comes inside the church, Corbus included, all the congregation peoples. And then Mark Preston's there too, except we learned that he is the black-eyed man now, because obviously we saw previously that the soul of somebody else is now sucked into his brain hole. So he has been taken over.
He's weak.
Okay? He's fucking weak. He's sick, nasty. He's dirt weak, all right? So, these guys... The bro. My throat hurts so much.
What's from all the yelling?
I know it is. It is from the yelling we were doing earlier. The bro, in some, I guess, attempt to be heroic, kind of goes, "You'll never get what you want because you may have the book, but I have the jar of souls." And they're like, "Fuck, he's got it." Except. It's just Broseph and his friend against like 20 cultists
who have been around for a century. Yeah,
for forever and shit. So they easily get overrun. It's stupid.
No.
Mark Preston's there. He grabs the big old jar.
I don't believe
and
you.
And he walks up, He walks up to Corbus and he's about to give it to him. But our cool guy, Eddie Albert, starts yelling out, "Don't do it! That's all. You don't want. Yeah. I know you're in there. You're my brother. You're Mark Preston."
I remember this.
That corny crap. Yes. And then we see William Shatner's perfect acting of just looking back and forth for a little while.
It's amazing.
Back and forth while Corbus is going, "Don't listen to him. He's a fucking dummy. You poopy head. You listen to me. I'm your god," and stuff.
And then the other way. No, don't. No, do. No, don't.
No, don't. Stop.
What are you going to do to me?
But thankfully, good wins out. Good wins out because Mark Preston truly finds himself and he fights the soul out of his own body. And he fucking football spikes this massive jar of souls onto the ground, exploding it all over.
Yes.
And immediately we get the greatest wave of cinema history.
It's so cool.
A storm immediately starts similar to the opening of the movie. Heavy rain starts playing. Screams start everybody at the congregation start yelling. And then there's smoke. A light smoke starts coming off of all these people.
Oh, it's so awesome.
And Corbus, in his new goat form, of which he is taken in literally a split second at one point during this entire scene, Anton LaVey just standing there somewhere in the background. Everyone starts steaming, and then gushes and bits of their skin start slowly melting as everyone starts screaming and yelling at the sky.
As if it's a literal acid rain.
It's acid raining on top of them. It's only affecting them because they are not true humans. They are waxed figures. They are like homunculi. They are just like these dummies, these clones of people that have that just have souls absorbed into empty shells and they're wasting away. You want to know some fun shit?
I do.
Those were mostly made of wax.
Mostly.
They melted a lot. They had they bought out stores worths of materials, and they also, a good chunk of them, you know, later on, and like, you know, let's say like 12 minutes in, when they're still burning and melting,
yeah,
including our Corbus,
yeah,
who is attacking the brother and trying to kill him and push him into this hole in the ground.
Yeah.
But he's also melting, and it looks just like the front of the box.
Yes, it does.
It looks exactly like that. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's so fucking beautiful. Yeah, it's like dripping all over the place.
Yeah.
It is satisfyingly goopy.
Oh,
it is
yeah.
very much Nickelodeon slime.
Yeah.
But like white and orange and green
yeah.
and like these gross, just like plague-ish colors.
Yeah.
So
evil colors.
later on, we see like the bits of wax and stuff falling off people's faces, but eventually you see their hands like shrivel and stuff. You know how they did that?
No.
Sex dolls.
Oh.
They had a shitload of sex dolls. So they would cover them in this wax. They would, drop all this shitloads of water everywhere. The wax would be warmed and bubble off, and then they would let air out of it, so the wax would like crumple in the head and the arms and stuff. Isn't that awesome though?
It's awesome.
That's fantastic. That's so cheap and easy. It looks good. It looks really good.
Yes, it's genius.
Like, this is a little trivia for anybody who gives a shit. Hellraiser is one of the greatest horror movies of all time. It has some of the most incredible practical effects ever.
Yeah.
Most of that was literally condoms and a fuckload of lube.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
There's a scene near the beginning of the movie after the husband cuts himself. He cuts himself on a nail, and he hates blood. Super not into it.
Yeah.
His wife is upstairs in the room that most of the movie takes place in, and he drops blood onto the floor.
Yeah.
That blood soaks into the floorboards. Already weird.
Yeah.
They leave. The camera pans down, starting from the center of the room.
Okay.
It's an awesome shot. So fucking cool. Slowly drops towards the floor. Past the floor.
Yeah.
Under the floor.
Okay.
And under the floor is this webbing of just sinew and what looks like blood vessels and organs, and it's all covered in just this just gross slimy thing.
Yeah.
And it is literally a condom painted red that someone is blowing into to make it look like a heart. That's all it is. It is
really?
Condoms and KY warming, my dude. That's all that is. And if you look back and watch that fucking movie, it looks amazing, even though it's just condoms and lube. That's it.
Dude, it's mind-blowing what they can do like that.
Yeah. And the people who worked on that had no fucking idea what they were doing. No clue.
On Hellraiser or this one?
Yeah, Hellraiser. No clue. But it looked that good. I'm saying, you can get cheap things like these people getting wax and sex dolls to make these melting bodies truly look like they're melting into nothing.
Dude, if the story is good and you're putting forth the effort toward your effects as much as you're able to,
you're using them in the correct way.
It doesn't.
Like you're not.
The brain will fill in that gap. It'll do the work if it's into the movie. No matter how cheap that is, if you did it well, the brain will do the work.
The thing is, don't make it seem cheap. You have to make the prop work for you.
Yeah, make it. That's what I'm saying. Like, do the work, make it work.
You can use anything in the correct way, no matter how cheap or extravagant it is. Extravagant things can be used incorrectly. Tommy Wiseau's The Room had a budget of over $5 million fucking dollars. That's obnoxious. I guarantee Devil's Reign didn't have $5 million.
Oh, no.
I guarantee it didn't have half that. It probably didn't have half that. I don't know. There is no numbers. I can't figure it out.
The effects are so good.
But it was so well done, regardless of how cheap they went. Right. Sex dolls were probably only fucking what, $30, $40? Cheap. Probably less. It was the 70s. I literally don't know. But the fact that they used it,
be weird.
The fact that they used that so well, it really works for the movie.
It does, absolutely.
Because otherwise it wouldn't look good. You couldn't have people truly melting. It would just look like bodies on the ground covered in schmutz.
Mannequins wouldn't burn well like that, I don't think.
No, they wouldn't look good. It would be less. It would be less like humanoid because it would be solid.
Yeah,
there would be no movement in
it.
Whereas like blow up balloon people have like you can figure ways to like move things around and make it more articulate and stuff if you wanted it to.
Yeah.
But it worked well for the movie. I was super happy with it. Melting. It's fucking sick nasty.
It is.
Now, for the real ending of the movie. For the real ending of the movie.
The real ending? We're not going to talk about it, though.
We're not going to tell you.
Well, I can't
Because
tell
some
you.
shit goes down, man. I'm not going to say the last 30 seconds of the film, great ending.
Oh, my goodness.
Great twist ending. Fantastic twist ending.
Awesome.
Is it necessary? No. Is it nice? Yes.
If it to me was that moment that's like, no fucking way.
It's the correct kind of end twist ending. It is not The Hackers, where she wakes up and they're still at the door, where it's a whole dream sequence and it's kind of bullshit. As entertaining as that movie kind of is at certain points, because half the movie's garbage.
Last 15 seconds ruined
the movie.
Else.
If you cut that off, obviously, yeah. But this one, if you cut it off, fine. If you didn't cut it off,
even better.
Still good. Still great. It's even better, actually.
Yes.
Because if you didn't have that last bit, it would be a little funky. Not going to say what it is, though.
Right.
Definitely watch that movie. Definitely watch Devil's Reign.
Yeah, I recommend it.
I think we've sufficiently explained the movie and gone through it.
Yes. And did not give away one of the coolest parts.
Yes. There are many things to like about this movie. Many a thing.
Many.
Some things I don't like about the movie.
Like how
the first 10 minutes explaining the movie is kind of fucking lame, and also it's relatively slow during the midpoint.
It's
true. Not the most like
I may or
gripping.
May not at the very middle dozed off briefly. There's a brief.
Did you sleep? No. Shut up.
Did I say that to you guys?
No.
Oh, I can see myself doing that. That's why.
You probably have at one point.
I don't mean to.
But I really liked it. I liked the movie. I've seen it before.
Right, you said
so
that.
You go first. Give me your thoughts and final score.
I thought
of The Devil's Reign
because of how practical the effects were.
Yes,
I love practical effects.
It's the 70s, so everything was
right. But the fact that that's fair. But
this is practical. There's not CGI or anything. They're superimposing and like mild animation, but
but more
there's no CGI obviously.
Right, that would be crazy
for the time. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
That's
I apologize.
Okay. That's okay. I think for the times it was very good. Very good in our terms, I would say actually, because obviously there are better ones.
What's your favorite part?
The very end.
The very, very end?
That very, very end.
To me,
that was like one of those...
Whoa! THX. Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun ending.
To me, and then
especially when the first right before it is that whole melting,
because you didn't expect it.
The Tom Skerritt right in the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's super out of left field. You're like, okay, what's this movie gonna be?
And now someone's melting at the door, and it's your dad.
Yeah, goo-faced, like fucking pudding pops,
Yeah, I was gonna. Okay, I need to say this out loud.
Yeah,
I was gonna make a joke about bukkake because it looks like melting candles and wax, and then you said all the
pearl necklaces
that were melting were sex dolls, and I was like, oh, that's even more.
They're
perfect.
jazzing all over the place, dude.
Everyone's just
blasting their cream cannons.
Ropes all over the place.
Literally buckets. They had literally buckets.
Nickelodeon style.
They had to stop Anton LaVey from showing up after a while because he just kept going.
Didn't stop.
He doesn't wear anything under that robe. He's just constantly tugging. It's ridiculous. He's just a full hose.
All right.
Now give me your score, sir. 1 to 10. What is your Devil's Reign?
7 point.
Ooh. 1?
Yeah.
Because American Rickshaw, I think, was a 7.
It's not. No, I know that.
Because if we put 7.1, it'd be like IMDb's 5.0 and 5.1.
I was going to say 7.5.
I think it's better.
Not bad.
I think it's better than Rickshaw.
That's why I was going above that.
I go 7.5.
Because it's not going to be at 0.1. I was just trying to think 0.5 or a little bit over.
7.51.
It's right. Yeah.
7.51 stars.
7.51 stars.
No, I agree. I fully agree. I think it's a little bit better than American Rickshaw, but it's higher. It's definitely above The Room for sure. It's not a 6. It's better than a 6. It's not an 8.
No,
it's not an 8.
I couldn't give it that.
I feel
not
like
there.
if it had a little bit more like chunk to the movie, because there's some dead space.
That's why I gave it a 7.
Unneeded. There's some unneeded scenes in there that you could have moved. You could have made this a solid hour, or if you built up a little bit more in certain areas, you could have. It would have
bumped it. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, if
this movie was made in the 80s, I think with the same like attention to detail.
Yeah.
If this movie was made in the early 80s, I feel like it may have been able to go a little bit more extravagant on some stuff. Maybe the makeup department with all the people, like plain black cloaks and blackout eyes, as good as that looked for the 70s, I feel like we could have gone a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
You know, white eyes, you know, stuff like that. That would have looked pretty creepy. It would look way... Because by then we had contact lenses and stuff like that, so it would have probably been a little
white
bit
eyes
cooler.
Staring at you would be so scary.
Maybe a bigger budget. You know, I don't know. But then by that time, William Shatner's like 50 something. Ernest Borgnine is in his 60s or 70s, whatever the fuck.
How old is William Shatner?
William Shatner now?
Yeah.
80s?
Whoa.
Pretty sure. To 90s.
Yeah, I never
He's fucking old, dude.
I just never thought about that.
Jean-Luc Picard, fucking whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Is like 90 or something. 90,000 years old.
Wow.
100 million years old. Christopher Lee was like 98 when he died. He was a corpse. Both literally and figuratively right now.
That's true.
But he was fucking old as shit.
Yeah,
okay, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
7.5. This is a great fucking movie.
Watch it for that ending,
Greatly
but don't
enjoyed
skip
it.
to the end. You got to watch it.
Is it the greatest ending of any movie of all time? No.
No.
But it's up there.
Hereditary
I think calling it in 1975, calling it for the greatest movie ending of all time. If they said most entertaining, probably.
That I give it.
Most grotesque.
I give it that too.
Most ooey gooey. Most Nickelodeon splooge.
Yeah, most pornographic. As a sex dolls, I mean, we can't fight that.
Yeah, the American Video Awards nomination for most jazz on the scene. There you go.
Team
I think
American
that's it.
Rickshaw
I think
versus Team Devil's Reign.
Team Devil's Reign.
I think that's
Rickshaw.
it.
I think that's a job well done.
I like it.
That is a movie completed. Full golf clap.
Full golf clap.
The Masters are going on, so it can't be too loud. It'll confuse some people. Maybe we'll get some complaints about the bird noises not being from certain areas.
I think clapping too loud actually affects the airwaves for the ball to fly properly.
It's true. The little pockets on the ball, they get affected by microtransgressions. You know. Yeah. If you look at it weird, it might turn left. You know, it might give you a solid right hook.
Now watch this.
Even though that's a slice, yeah, a right slice, left hook.
Every time I'm gonna swing a golf club, that's what I say. Watch this.
Golf's
slice.
lame. Golf's lame. I don't
Why-
care.
hold on,
I don't care. I'm not talking
people-
about golf's lame. Thanks for listening, everybody. This is Better the Worst in the Room. I truly enjoy that you
Golf is the
found
best, and we endorse golf because it's
Golf is
Chris's
the greatest
favorite, and
thing
he's
of all
lying to you. This
time.
whole room is a golf room.
I've
The
been playing
floor is
golf ever
greens.
since I was in the womb.
There's a putter over there.
Please subscribe if you like it. Check out our other stuff. If you like video game stuff, me and Nick
Forkin'
do
love you.
Struggle through gaming. I got a link in the description if that's your jazz.
It's a lot of fun.
It's sometimes fun, you know.
It's always
So
fun.
it's
Don't
sometimes
lie to
always
them.
fun. Watch the
Always
ice hockey.
sometimes
Watch
fun.
ice hockey. It was me versus Waz. Waz
Super upset.
Waz is
Just-
way better at ice hockey than I am. Except I fucking ruined his ass. I fucking wrecked
With
him.
that last
I
minute
hardly
upset.
knew him. I wrecked him, dude. I fucking ruined him. I couldn't stop laughing, dude. It was the great for like 30 minutes after we played that match. He's like, I'm upset. I'm so upset. That was amazing. Check that out if you're so
great.
inclined. Let's give you a sneak preview of what's going to happen next episode.
I want to know.
For episode 23, the Michael Jordan episode.
23.
Oh, God, Nick, it's going to be one of your favorites. I can already tell. Reflections of Evil.
Oh, I love it.
From 2002. Nick, we've actually watched a movie by this same guy.
Which one?
Packard, the Dylan Packard, Damon Packard. Damon Packard.
That's familiar.
The Space Disco. The movie that was basically just a behind the scenes with no movie.
Yeah. The one
I have another movie from Damon Packard.
Awesome. Okay.
I've never watched this one. I've never watched Space Disco one. I have seen. I had seen previously to our viewing.
So do you believe this will be in the same vein?
I honestly can't tell you. I literally do not know.
How far apart are they in?
Oh, they're right there.
Oh, so
mid 2000s.
Okay.
Mid to early 2000s.
Okay.
2002 for this one. But that'll be the next episode.
That'll be exciting.
That will be in 2 weeks. Until then, thank you.
Woo.
Goodbye.
We love you.
Cream my jeans.
Ew.